All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 135-pound division, where we have further information coming out about the sabotaging of Gervonta Davis's fight dates, and it is once again at the hands of a certain Saudi Arabian diplomat named Turki Alalshiek. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're gonna have another edition of Turki Alalshiek trying to tear down American boxing. As we find out now, why exactly he is putting out misleading information about his fight dates on the internet and out to the media. And it is my understanding to prevent other promoters from scheduling fights on those dates for fear of being counter-programmed by Turki Alalshiek. Somewhat of a technical conversation about how boxing works, but I think you'll be educated by it. Let's talk about that in this video. But before we do, let me welcome you back to the channel. And if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for for supporting the channel. Consider hitting the subscribe button if you like the content. I'm telling you, we have really good boxing content over here, and it's not like what you're going to get other places, especially when we get into this kind of business side of the sport. But to everybody that supports in the Cash App and in the super thanks of the videos, and you can see the super thanks down below with the little $sign. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. It really makes a huge difference to me and the rest of the subscribers that like the content. So thank you. But let's get into this because, look, man, there's a lot of ways that you can go about competing in the sport of boxing as far as being a promoter. And there are some things that you do as a promoter that usually people do when they know that they have to compete with other promoters, but they do something called cooperation. Cooperation. And what does that mean? It means that when people are in the same industry and they know that they have like weaknesses, they both kind of agree on how they're going to work together so that they don't cross paths too many times. So take Top Rank, for example. Top Rank will let people know when their fight cards are going to be. PBC knows when their fight cards are going to be, and that allows the PBC to pick weekends that the big fighters from Top Rank are not fighting. So say Vasily Lomachenko is a huge pay-per-view star with Top Rank, which he was not, but let's just say that he was. Well, if he's a really big star for pay-per-view, do you want to put a Gervonta Davis fight on the same day as Vasily Lomachenko? No, you don't. Or vice versa. Do you want to put Vasily Lomachenko and have his fight card be on the same day as Gervonta Davis's fight card? No, you don't. Why? Because you're drawing from the same pool of spectators. The same people that buy PBC fights, many of them also buy and watch Top Rank fights. So they kind of work together a little bit in the scheduling to make sure, look, man, I don't want to run over you. You don't run over me, right? And that allows for two promotional companies or three promotional companies and the boxing world to get fights. But at the same time, the people that put on the fights get to maximize their revenue. Again, I told you this was going to be a bit of a technical business conversation. So when I watched a video by Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Shout out to Knockout Boxing 86 TV. Very, very good channel. And he has very good inside sources with the PBC. He put out a video and said that Turki Alalshiek was putting out fight dates on the same dates that the PBC was doing. And so when the PBC tries to find a date or they get ready to announce a date, all of a sudden Turki Alalshiek moves one of his fight dates from the date it was originally supposed to be on to the date that the PBC is now fighting. Why? Because Turki Alalshiek doesn't care about losing money. But the PBC and Top Rank care about losing money. So he counter-programs them. That's my opinion. He counter-programs them so that he can affect their revenue But at the same time, knowing that his stuff is going to tank, but it doesn't matter to him that his stuff, it doesn't matter to him that his stuff tanks. Now, we have an example of this. When Canelo Alvarez was fighting, I do believe Canelo Alvarez was fighting, or somebody was fighting in Vegas. And there was going to be a show, a boxing show where Dana White was the first boxing show Dana White and Turki Alalshiek worked together. They actually went after trying to get the MGM Grand, or I'm sorry, one of those big hotels, and where the fights usually take place, maybe I think it was the T-Mobile Arena. They wanted to go with the T-Mobile Arena. The T-Mobile Arena said, no, I'm sorry, we've already got this. No, we're going with the PBC on this date. So what do? They took an event and put it in the same city at the same date across town. And what happened? The fight flopped. Now, he's also counter-programming Dana White with this Canelo Alvarez fight, which, by the way, they've not announced a date for. So that brings me perfectly into the transition with Gervonta Davis. Notice that Turki Alalshiek put up a fight date on, or somebody representing them, put up the fight on for tickets for sale for Friday, September 12th. And everybody looked at it like, Friday, September 12th, like, why would you, in Allegiant Stadium too? And they wanted to put it where in a big football stadium. And for the 12th, but guess what happened? They moved the date. After they originally announced it, put the tickets up for sales that they were going to fight on Friday, they magically move it to Saturday. That's what I'm telling you, the shell game that Turki Alalshiek is playing. He is purposely, this is my opinion, he is purposely misleading people as to when he's going to put a fight on so that he can wait for other people to solidify their dates so that he then can go at that date and delete and make it so that they lose money. That's what Turki Alalshiek is doing in the sport of boxing. I did a live stream yesterday when I exposed exactly what these paydays mean. There was a conversation that took place, an interview that took place with Steven Espinoza, where Steven Espinoza revealed that the total combined licensing fees paid for HBO and Showtime was $250 million a year. $250 million a year. How much is Turki Alalshiek claiming he's paying people per fight? $100 million a fight. $200 million a fight. Right? That basically what he's doing, and he's trying to cut out promoters. So what he's basically doing is paying a huge licensing fee to the fighters. But what happens when you pay these huge licensing fees? People get used to these licensing fees. Guess what? They're not going to fight with the other promoters that are not doing that. So they're going to become beholden to Turki Alalshiek and his very high pay until those other promoters go out of business, at which point in time, Turki Alalshiek, in my opinion, is going to drop the bottom out of that pay because there's nowhere else to go. And now he has the infrastructure. He owns the infrastructure. And the only last step for him is to decrease the price that he has to pay for you, the boxer. You see that he's how arbitrary he is with pay-per-view prices. One is 15. Oh, it's not going to be pay-per-view. Oh, it is going to be pay-per-view. Oh, it's going to be $15. Oh, no, it's not going to be $15. It's going to be $25. Oh, it's going to be 90 for two. That's what's going on here, man. And that is what is causing, and I'm telling you, it is purposeful because Turki Alalshiek said that that's what he was doing. And now, finally, that the promoters have the knife near their necks, and he's not holding the knife to other people's necks. Now they're starting to see the danger of this guy. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. But if you want to know why people are so secretive and so squirrely about fight dates, that's because there are people, in my opinion, people like Turki Alalshiek out there just waiting to counter-program them so that they can drive their profit down to nothing. But guess what? It won't work at all because there's more money around a boxing event than there is in the event itself. So people in the marketplace are just going to adjust. And some people are going to just sit it out and wait for Turki Alalshiek to run everybody else out of business. And then when it's only Turki Alalshiek to compete with, no worries. He's going to be easy to compete with because nobody's going to want to fight for him because of the rates that he's paying. And then what is he going to have to do? He's going to then have to resort to probably thuggish intimidation and things like that to try to get the market back where he wants it. But it won't work because the people that he's going to go with in the second round are not people that are concerned about his money at all and are much better and much more firmly entrenched in the United States. And they're just pretty much just waiting for this dude to run the cycle out. But please understand what's going on with the PBC and these fight dates for these fighters. This stuff, in my opinion, is very purposeful and it's meant for interpromotional competition. And Turki Alalshiek is, I maintain, still wants to do what he said he wanted to do, which is tear down all the promoters and all of the managers in boxing in the United States. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. Please let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.